Okay, we're going to give this another try. We are following the tutorial on textures. However, this tutorial is actually using the previous tutorial, which uses position and color, and they're just adding the texture coordinates. Whereas I've already got a texture in there with position and texture coordinates, and we're going to add colors. So that's what I'm doing. I failed at this before, so there's a little bit of, I was just not doing it right, apparently. Okay, so position right there. Text chord. Okay. So we're going to go here with the color. And we're just going to start out with this. Red, green, blue. Simple, right? Simple. Done. Whoops, like dinner. Just for giggles, we're going to set them all to a little bit of red. Okay? Okay, so the first thing the tutorial says is inform OpenGL how to sample the texture. You'll have to update the vertex data with the texture coordinates, which is in this case the colors, which I just put in. Since we've added an extra vertex attribute, we again have to notify OpenGL the new vertex format. It goes into detail why and how and everything, and it's right here. So then we go down into the code where we are creating it right here. Position attributes within the, So I'm going to change this one to 1, and I'm going to switch this to 1, which means I go to the vertex shader, and we're going to call it location 1, right? There we go. We also need to change the stride of each one of these to 8 because we're adding 3 more floats. So instead each stride is not going to be 5 in floats in length, it's going to be 8. Okay. Hope I'm getting this right. Calling this the color attribute GL vertex attrib pointer. Okay. 1 comma size 3 comma GL float comma GL false, whatever that is. Same stride GL float. Excuse me. Excuse me again. So 3 0 3, so it's going to be 5 for this one. GL enable vertex. Okay. So there's that. We have to adjust the stride parameter. Need to alter the vertex shader to accept the texture coordinates as vertex shader, then forward the coordinates to the fragment shader. Okay. So we need to set the vertex. We need to alter the vertex shader to accept the texture coordinates. In this case, it would be the color coordinates. And we're going to call them colors. Okay. And forward the coordinates to the fragment shader. So out, we add another out vector 3 our colors. Okay. Does that work? Okay, saving that. So hold on. So looking at that, and then in the actual code of the vertex shader, because in is colors, out is our colors. So we're just going to set it like this, that our, what are you doing? Our colors, which is the out variable, is going to equal colors, which is the input vertex attribute array. Okay. There. Not difficult at all. It's very flexible and wonderful, and I'm sure as I get into all this complicated 3D stuff that it's going to be amazing. But for now, just to do something simple, pretty burdensome. Just saying. I'm just kidding. That's kind of cool. Okay, the fragment shader should then accept the text chord output variable as an input variable. Okay, so the fragment shader in text coordinate. So out text coordinate, out our colors. So then in vector 3, our colors, like that. Is that what they're talking about? So it's out here, in there. Out here, in there. Okay. The fragment shader should also have access to the texture object. But how do we pass the texture object to the fragment shader? Do you have less laws of built-in data type or texture called sampler takes a postfix? That takes as a postfix the texture type we want. Example sampler 1D, 2D, 3D. We can then add a texture to the fragment shader by simply declaring a uniform sampler that we later assigned our texture to. Oh, okay. Well, that works. Okay. Let's see what this does, because I think it might work. No. Hold on, he says more. All that's left now is to bind your texture before calling the draw elements, and it will actually automatically assign the texture to the fragment shader sampler. If you did everything, you see the following image. If your rectangle is completely white or black, you probably made an error along the way. Check your shader logs and try to compare your code with the application's source code. If your texture code doesn't work or shows up as completely black, continue reading and work your way to the last example that should work. On some drivers, it is always required to assign a texture unit. It's not textures though. To get a little funky, we can also mix the. Oh wait, this is what I want to do. Duh. To get a little funky, we can also mix the resulting texture color with the vertex colors. We simply multiply. Okay, because what are we doing for a texture for a color? Yeah, see right here, color equals text color. But what we want to do is right there times our colors, isn't it? Vector 4 our colors, comma 1.0. I doubt that'll do it, but we'll try. Nope. Okay, well this is a failure, so I probably won't post it unless I come up with a solution within 30 seconds of ending this video.